Coming up, finally, a victory for the Newcastle Knights as they defeat the West Tigers 14-10. The Hunter Wildfires Jack Scott Cup into the finals, and the top five locked into the finals of the Newcastle Rugby League. And also, we'll have the rest of the Northern New South Wales ones as well. That's coming up next here on NBN's local sports news. Hi there, my name's Conglin McLeod of NBN's local sports news. In this bulletin, finally, the Knights secure a win over the West Tigers. The Hunter Wildfires women through to the Jack Scott Cup finals. And the top five locked, but the final positions are still up for grabs in the Newcastle Rugby League as part of the finals. But first, it was spectacular as the Newcastle Knights responded to a week of turmoil by regaining some much-needed credibility with a 14-10 victory against the West Tigers at Campbelltown Stadium in Sydney on Sunday. After a self-inflicted circus last week that resulted in enforcer David Clemmer being stood down for disciplinary reasons and amid mounting concerns that they could wind up with the wooden spoon, Newcastle dug deep to find resolve and resilience that has been seen all too rarely this season. The result all but ended a four-game losing streak and lifted the Knights from 14th to 13th on the competition ladder, and crucially gave them a 6-point buffer on Keller Dwellers, the Gold Coast, with 4 games to play. It was their 6th win this season and the first since beating the hapless Titans at home on July the 1st. It was the one that started it all, with the Knights and Aoi Tuola scoring an early try and celebrating with his mates. And of course, the Knights quickly ruined one of the Tigers players' 300th game. And of course, because of that, the Knights had to ruin James Chalmers' 300th game as a player. And thankfully, Newcastle knew exactly what to do. They scored tries in the first half, leading 14-0 up at half-time. Then the Tigers unleashed out of jail in the second half and thought they'd secured a match winner, but thankfully, the heroes, the bunker, denied it. And of course, the bunker denied the Tigers a match winner. And of course, the bunker said no try, giving the Knights their first win since beating the Tigers in July. And let's have a look at the ladder. And of course, the Knights have quickly moved to 13th on the ladder, which is good. While the Warriors are in 14th. Meanwhile, the West Tigers are still in 15th, while the Titans are in 16th. The Hockey and Souths have handed rivals Norths their first loss of this year and jumped to second spot after overcoming the men's Hunter Coast Premier Hockey leaders 2-1 in yesterday's Red and Blue Derby. Nathan Zinner, recently named in the Australian under-21 squad, and Lucas Graham scored for the Lions in the first and second quarters, respectively. North, who are 3 points clear on the ladder, replied via Sam Lyles just after half-time. Also on Sunday, an injury-ravaged West prevailed 2-1 over University of Newcastle, with Jacob Searle scoring a double to put the Rosellas one win outside the semi-final positions. Meanwhile, in the Newcastle women's competition, just 4 points now separate the top 4 teams out after Saturday's fixtures. Oxford are outright first after accounting for Central 2-0. Regals are in second, having breezed past Norway Head. And the Tigers have slipped to third after going down 2-1 to Gosford, who have jumped to fourth with a game in hand, while Uni have beaten the fifth-placed Souths. Surfing and Ryan Callanan's run at the US Open of it ended in the quarterfinals yesterday with a 16.4 to 12.74 loss to Brazilian natural footer Joao Chicanca. The Mayweather Goofy footer was 7th on the Challenger Series standings before the Huntington Beach contest, and he's set to climb higher in the race in the top 10 and automatic qualifier for next year's championship tour with 3 events remaining. There's still 1 round to play in the Hunters NBL, but Nova Thunder have already secured their best finish in Newcastle Championship Netball after beating University of Newcastle for the first time at National Park on Saturday. Nova trailed by 2 goals at the first break of their round 14 clash, but led 21-18 at halftime, then 31-27, heading to the final quarter before winning 42-39. Meanwhile, the Thunder have never finished higher than 4th, but the win moved the third-place side to 36 points. They have an unassailable 4-point gap over West League's balance in 4th and are within striking distance of second-place University. Souths took a 2-point lead at the top of the table by beating BNC Wanu 60-32. Both Nova and University were missing players through injury and unavailability. Meanwhile, West League's balance was 66-31 winners over Inner Glow, and Katawa South beat Junction Stella 55-40. Meanwhile, the New South Wales Premier League Grand Final at the Ken Rosewell Arena on Saturday night, University shooter Sabina Gombozo tasted championship glory as North Shore United beated the Central Coast Heart 62-51. Mayweather diver Sam Fricker has revealed the moment his Aussie teammate pulled him aside before clinching a Commonwealth Games bronze medal together. Fricker feels the calming influence of Shazin Lee helped the pair reach the podium in Birmingham, finishing third in the men's synchronized 3-meter springboard.
Points between 1 and 4, with the big tariffs on offer.
Mayweather's Sam Fricker knows exactly what to do up in diving.
Hayden Heslop, though, is not in the frame to win it.
Fricker, who of course is from the Hunter, knows exactly what to do. And also, because of that,
inward 3.5 to finish.
Because of that, Fricker claimed a bronze medal right up at the Commonwealth Games.
Maybe ever so slightly twisted off the platform.
Meanwhile, Brittany May O'Brien secured a
Great dive to start off
secured
with.
a massive
Again, a little bit
one.
of sideways travel, which was made
She
evident
jumped, and of
with
course,
that twist right there.
she had a lot
For
of
the takeoff.
sevens indeed.
Judges will have noticed that too.
Then Australia secured a victory over Canada in volleyball. Then the best one came with Australia defeating Jamaica in the netball grand final.
Stacey Marinkovic.
Well, just the 7 superb. It's all about the diamonds as they take the 1,000th gold medal for Australia at the Games. It is gold for the diamonds. Gold, gold, gold. The diamonds triumph over Jamaica.
Then the Aussies had to show Canada how it's done.
They take the opening set 24-22.
Then the women's 4x400 had it all. First, there was an epic comeback, a wild finish, and then 3, a controversial disqualification.
There you go. There you go. Yes, yes, yes. Well, what about that? It is England winning the women's 4x400 metre relay by 1/100th of a second. 3 minutes 25.83 ahead of Canada. 3 minutes 25.84. Jamaica in third.
Right, I'm sure the news is filtering around. Good news for Scotland, earning their second women's Commonwealth medal in the 4x4, a second bronze. It's come at the expense of the disqualification of England. It was for a lane infringement. So, watch here. Second from the inside. There's Victoria Uhuru.
And because of that, England were disqualified.
It's clear as day. You cannot step on the inside, and possibly because the gold in the end was determined by such an incredibly slender margin, maybe if they'd won it by 50 metres.
That's what led to England's disqualification.
But that was clear and away, and England's glory turns to heartache.
Then Peter Bowl picked up a silver medal in the 800 final.
Closing. Kim and Yao in front. Bowl won't quite do it. And Kim and Yao becomes the first to win it twice.
Also, in the women's doubles of tennis, Australia's women got through to the final after defeating Singapore 3-0.
Australia assured of a second medal in table tennis. They got the bronze in the women's team event. Now,
and it was gold, right? And it was right for Australia. And it was right in volleyball.
Australia, wake up! We have a gold medal.
goodness me, it went to
As Australia defeated Canada 20-18.
but they couldn't take them, and in the end it's
Meanwhile,
one away.
in the Newcastle Rugby League and South Newcastle defeated Western Suburbs in the last round. Because of that, South Newcastle
They're out of the red zone.
are now onto the good spot of the finals.
To the line. Flanagan,
Because of that,
danger.
South Newcastle defeated them with a huge victory. Because of it, South Newcastle scored the best tries, and also they had to score the match-winning one.
Kuru finds Pettit. He sets sail. Easy to spot under the headgear. They've got the roll here. Kuru might fancy this. Goes to Glanville instead. Now Ernst back against the grain for Van Dartel. Van Dartel running freely. There's got to be space out here. There is for Flanagan. It's his 9th of the year.
And of course,
South's 7th of the day.
and thankfully, it was enough for South
And the
Newcastle
four-match losing
to
streak
secure
is
a
over.
win. With
It's
South
all
Newcastle winning the game 34-16. While in the other games, the Kurri Bulldogs went down to the Wanderers. The entrants and Lakes United shared the points 20-all. And of course, in the match we just saw earlier, South Newcastle secured a 34-16 win over Western Suburbs, while Maitland secured a 18-10 victory over Macquarie. Also, Central Newcastle defeated Cessnock. While in the NBL 1 East men's competition, it was amazing for the Newcastle Falcons as they secured a massive win over Bankstown. And of course, it was the Falcons' return. It was a return for the Falcons men. It was a winning return for the Newcastle Falcons men, who were just too strong for their rivals, defeating them 86-64.
Good today for the Falcons. He's pulled the trigger quickly on that. He likes it.
Does that look like a practice shot, Anthony? Organising here.
The Bruins haven't scored now. Bankstown haven't scored for 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. Almost. Not sure he was ready for that.
They go inside to Elkaz.
But 86-66 is how it stayed, though.
Tonight, Anthony.
Yeah, nice.
Got some quality.
But not though. However, Newcastle won the match
And lays it up.
with an 86-68 win. And still on it, the Maitland Mustangs made it 2 from 2 to secure 2 wins that occurred on the weekend. First, they defeated Canberra, then they edged out Bankstown.
And picked up a foul along the way. He'll go to the line. Elkaz.
Shot for Elkaz. It's no good. Lopez gets the rebound.
Out to Elkaz again.
Here it is.
Desperation knocks it in. Dragon
Time out
Elkaz.
for the Mustangs.
It's not looking
But it was
like
not
the Bruins
enough
are gonna
though,
get
as
very
Maitland
tough.
secured a win.
It's over.
Lopez.
It won't count. Oh, wow.
As Maitland won
Almost so
98-96. Return to rugby league, and in Hunter Valley's Group 21 competition, Denman has secured a victory over Aberdeen, 22-12, while Scone has defeated Greater Branxton 54-6. Meanwhile, in round 15 of the Hunter Rugby Union competition, it was massive for the Hamilton Hawks as they secured the biggest upset to defeat the Wanderers with a 27-24 victory. It was huge for Hamilton, who were too strong for the Wanderers right throughout the game.
Dan, who throws a wayward pass out, as they say, shoveling dirt. Jack goes to the right, and Hammy winds up. He's going to be hard to stop. Inside ball, and the Hawks go over for a try, and that'll seal it, you'd have to say, Jack.
Yeah, 7-pointer. That'll give him
25 points to 17. Kick to come. You'd think Dan will throw this one over.
10-point lead.
And that's his second of the day, young Brett. Extremely happy with that. He'd only his second first-grade match. They've unearthed a bit of a talent there, you'd have to say, Jack.
Now, from breakaway in twos, you said, to winger in ones. I think Wanderers have just run out a bit of petrol at the end.
Yeah, this could be full time as well.
They sure were, with Hamilton securing a victory.
Hamilton players not rushing to get back into position. So Dan comes in, hits it, and the flags go up. So 27 points to 17.
Meanwhile, in the other games, Maitland secured a 64-5 win over Singleton, while the University of Newcastle defeated the Southern Beaches 57-31, while both Meriwether Carlton and Nelson Bay had the bye. To ice hockey, the Newcastle North Stars have one more game to go, and that of course starts this weekend, and that follows a 8-5 win over the Sydney Bears over the weekend. It, of course, keeps the North Stars in good place at the finals of the Goodall Cup. Because of that, Newcastle is in good hopes of winning it as well in the big one. Meanwhile, in soccer, in the Hunters NPL competition, Cooks Hill were too strong by defeating Valentine with a 3-2 victory. It was huge for Cooks Hill, who were too good for their rivals right throughout the game. Meanwhile, in the other games, Broadmeadow were too strong for Charlestown, while Maitland secured a huge win as well. And also Adamstown secured a victory as well. Meanwhile, the Hunters' Cassidy Davis has helped Warners Bay to victory in round 18 of the Women's Premier League. Their 5-0 victory over Broadmeadow became huge. And of course, it was just a magic one.
And then power and placement all in one. You won't see a better one than that. What an outstanding goal. And doesn't that make things so interesting just as I'm settling into my seat over here, expecting a tight game, Magic fall down at the first hurdle and go behind by one. And I really, on balance, don't think she should have scored from there. But good players find a way and they create their own luck. And I don't think that was lucky at all.
Meanwhile, Warners Bay scored another goal, which was their second.
Wanting the accuracy. So Cass Davis takes us to 2-0, and Warners Bay are well in front in this game. Is all to do for the Broadmeadow Magic. Oh, and that's just
Then
really nice through the
3-0.
by Warners Bay, and they've got numbers forward. Look at the bomb forward. They sense another goal. It's in the offing. Ross. Too deep and into the 6-yard box, so Lowe collects that. Morgan. I guess who? Sophie Laurie tracking back again. I shudder to think the miles that she's covered today because it seems excessive in the best way possible. Davis.
Then 4-0.
Goes around the goalkeeper and then puts it home with the left foot as Adriana Gonjarski, the leading goal scorer in the competition, has put home Warners Bay's 4th goal. Oh, I think it's all over. I think we can just pack up the net, pack up the flags, put it all in the car and go home for dinner. I think I need to go back to the assist though. Tara Andrews has threaded the eye of a needle.
Then to wrap up the match, 5-0.
Right on the goalkeeper. It's in! It's in somehow, some way. Dag has called it in from the corner. And well, doesn't that just tap it off? 5-0. Warners Bay running rampant over the Broadmeadow Magic. And they're going to call it. That's it, we're done here with a 5th goal. A loading tag joins Cass Davis, Tara Andrews, and Adriana Konjarski on the score sheet.
In the other games, Newcastle Olympic beat New Lambton 7-0. While Charlestown secured a win over Maitland, whose finals hopes are now over. Also, Adamstown defeated the Mid-Coast 7-0. To round 16 of AFL Hunter Central Coast, and in the men's competition, Maitland have secured a win over Singleton, while Terrigal of Oka have beaten Warners Bay, and Cardiff have secured a win over Newcastle City. In the women's AFL, Hunter Central Coast, and of course it's the Black Diamond Plate. Cardiff has edged out Telgor Avoca 29-6, while Wallsend West Newcastle defeated Maitland 47-0, and Gosford defeated Killarney Vale, and of course Lake Macquarie secured a win over Port Stephens, while the entrance Bateau Bay was forced to withdraw their match against Newcastle City. In the ladies' league tag, the A grade of Newcastle and Hunter Rugby League and University were too strong for Katawa, while Central Newcastle defeated Raymond Terrace. Also, Maitland defeated Cessnock with a 33-5 win. Still in the AFL, and of course, the Hunters' Lance Buddy Franklin helped the Sydney Swans to a 126-88 win over the North Melbourne Kangaroos over the weekend. It was huge for the Swans, who were too good for their rivals, and because of that, it now keeps the Swans' finals hopes alive. To the NSWRL, it was a mixed result for the Knights. The New South Wales Cup side suffered a 2-point loss, while their Jersey Flag Cup side secured a win. It was a massive one for the Knights as Newcastle headed up to Victoria to play against the home side, the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts scored first. Then suddenly, the Knights had to quickly have revenge against them by running with the ball and scoring a try after that. Then, Newcastle's lead continued by scoring their second try. Then, try number 3 came above. Then, soon, there was try number 4. Then, try number 5 for the Knights. As the Knights secured a huge 40-16 win, as plenty more tries kept on coming for the Knights. And because of that, the Knights knew what they had to do: score more tries, running with the ball, and because of it, it was time for a win to make sure that the finals hopes of the Knights would become alive. And it still is. Let's have a look. And of course, the Knights are in second, and they're still in the good rights of the finals of the Jersey Flag Cup, while the Sydney Roosters are in first. Meanwhile, the West Tigers and the Cronulla Sharks are in third and fourth, following their victories. Up next, we'll have the rest of your local sport from northern New South Wales.
I'm going to buy that.
Into big business now, are we?
Nope, I'm quite happy with the small business I own, Louise.
Who are you banking with now, Bob?
Newcastle Permanent.
No, I mean your company banking.
Yeah, we're with the firm.
Didn't know they did business banking?
Well, I have done for quite some time now, Dad.
Oh, good move.
That's mine. Thank you.
Your business is in good hands with Newcastle Permanent.
They're our building society.
Wake up in the morning, gotta get Because the Herald is the best way to start your day.
Meanwhile, it was not good for the Central Coast Crusaders as they went down twice over the weekend in the NBL 1 East. To round 13 of Central Coast Rugby League, and Eleanor has secured a win over Berkeleyville, while Turkley has defeated Woy Woy 62-0. In other games, Terrigal has defeated Wyong, while the Entrants defeated Kincumber 40-10. To round 16 of Central Coast Rugby Union and Avoca Beach have secured a victory over Warnervale, while Terrigal secured a victory over the Razorbacks. And also Lakes United Lakes United went down to Carryong 43-41. There was a catch-up of round 5 in the Group 2 Rugby League that was played over the weekend. The Urara Valley Axemen secured a 24-10 win over Wagulga, while South Grafton defeated Maxville. Also, the Coffs Harbour Comets defeated the Sawtell Panthers 42-14. To Group 3 Rugby League, and the William Tigers have defeated the Taree City Bulls with a 28-14 win, while the Port City Breakers have secured a win over the Port Macquarie Sharks. Also, the Old Bar Pirates have beaten the Warhope Blues 52-18. Also, the Foster Tuncurry Hawks have secured a 2-point win over the Macleay Valley Mustangs. Far North Coast Rugby Union and Lismore has defeated Casuarina Beach 37-26, or Ballina has defeated Byron Bay 48-13. Lennox Head has defeated Bangalore, and also the point score has become the same for Wollumbar and Bangalore. Well, Lennox Head has got 31, Ballina 29, Casuarina 27, Byron Bay 19, and Lismore has got 9. To Northern Rivers Rugby League, and Evans Head has secured a win over Mullumbimby, while the Marsh Brothers defeated Tweed Coast. In other games, Bill secured a victory over Kyogle, and Byron Bay has snatched a win over Cudgeon. Also, Northern United defeated Lower Clarence. To round 16 of the Group 4 Rugby League competition, and North Tamworth has given West Creek a knockout with a huge 42-20 victory, while Tingle Moonby has secured a victory over Boggabri. In other games, Gunnedah has secured a win over Manila. All the matches of the Round 14's Group 19 competition were called off due to it being too wet, as well as it being a bit sunny. So the matches between Armidale, Warialda, Tinga, Inverell, Narwin and Moree were all called off. In round 16 of AFL North Coast, and the Coast Breakers have defeated Grafton with a 75-70 win, while Port Macquarie has defeated Sawtell 62-59. while in AFL Northwest, the Tamworth Swans have secured a win over the New England Nomads. Also, the Gunnedah Bulldogs have secured a win over Moree. Also, Inverell were forced to call off their match against Tamworth. The Central North Rugby Union and the Tamworth Pirates have given the Gunnedah Devils a thrashing. Meanwhile, the Narrabri Blues have secured a win over Walker, and the Moree Bulls have secured a win over Scone. Before I go, let's go back to a bit of local rugby union in the Hunter, and of course the Hunter Wildfires women are set to make their first ever finals appearance in the top division of the Jack Scott Cup after securing 4th place with a resounding 21-5 win over Warringah at Pittwater Park on Friday. The Wildfires entered the Sydney Women's Premier Rugby Union competition in 2020, winning 2nd division before stepping into the top grade. The Hunter will face Jack Scott Cup heavyweights Sydney Uni in the semi-finals next Saturday. Meanwhile, in the Shute Shield, the Hunter Wildfires defeated Gordon 27-26, but it was not enough to secure a place in the playoffs. And that's it for now. And also from all of us here, good night.